Dang, that shit is good.
Yeah, man, bless.
Good.
Boom.
Yeah, and I was
DJ Jeremy. So we gonna get some music, some Akin type music playing, you know what I mean?
Pure consciousness.
Me never have no dinner. Growing up, life big bitter like vinegar. Me and some boy no go similar. And the West some boy do for you cellular. From a ball me a real gorilla. Sing the song, never laugh off, please only brother. Them say me nah go no way. You don't know go me, no money. And them say me and run away.
When Akin starts from a suitcase to a stand to a old building and say him now gonna away, hear the next one, yeah.
Except that I keep the secret. The watchman watch it. But in vain,
It's just another day.
see that.
Just another day. Thank you, Jamie. We woke up this morning. Roll out the just before we start yawning. Don't know but a kiss for me, darling. Tell her, say, honey, me a touching on the street. In the street, we see poor people balling. No juvenile people, young from morning. When the black woman future, me asking where the system a do the shit. Big up the girl, then we fight it and one and a race to trade. Make them on them one. Ready and then no man know them home. Babylon have them in a jail. Big up the juvenile, them in the street. Where you say them have to make it and not touch the ground.
Big up all the juvenile them in the street and most of them have to make it, you know what I mean? And because you see Akin building empire, you know why I'm building empire? He building empire because I'm from a city. I'm from a certain city.
That get beat by sun. It hurt me hard when I don't reach at the mountain. Next day me like a run. That's why me never drop my guard. I be a victim of the sun. I'm from a place where blood spill. I don't innocent you get killed.
Him come from a place enough innocent get killed. That's why I promote books and positivity, knowledge, wisdom, courage and overstanding. You feel me?
Aristotle, the trees by God and a bed we are fighting people like
You know we not roll like that.
All of my thugs have a party to around and I will not roll like girl. Them have a bag of shoes and one sneakers. Bad man kills but they have a lot of people. Them spy and instigators, them don't want it for me.
I say all that you to want to be like Akim. You say all that you to want to be like Empire, Black and Nobel. Listen to one here.
They jump like holding out the pressure, trying to do the right. Some fools never want to talk them, come and steam up a pack of fight. But tell them be humble, and I bet not be my right. One go looking at the mirror and wanna say, Mama can't sleep in all day. Cause the youths them a road, them a lose them head. Them want to run the place here. Them clean head action, I know me. One bag shot in the night. I'm seeing innocent.
Big up to Vincent and Ricky in the building now, part of the Black and Nobel entourage. You know, Tyson the cameraman, everybody see him now. Hold on till this guy talk, you can hear knowledge.
What are you wishing for? See what a good boy we did.
3 more songs to the Black and Nobel live.
I respect my deed. Holding out the pressure, trying to do the right. Some fools never want it happen. Come and steam up a bag of fire. But tell them be humble and I make nothing.
Don't worry, I work around everything. I work around everything.
Time and face all night. I want some more.
I know we like the interview here tonight. This tonight is very special, you know what I mean? Because it's been a long time, you know what I mean? We love life and we love prosperity and we love success. So let's get into this song before we even start the interview. 2 more to go, Black and Nobel live.
I love my life, I love my life, I love my life, I love my life.
Big up the boss!
Bring back the future, the hours away. So I live my life today. I live my life today. Yeah, so long as I can go on to top, and I'm enough to say. So I live my life today. I live my life today. So everybody, sing it.
Yes, when you say you love your life, that means no matter what people do to you, no matter how much them doubt you are trying you down, it just make you get stronger. No matter how much you tell us you can't achieve it, just make you get longer and stronger and stronger. Bounty Killer, Michael Rose, Baby Sham. But so say one for people they tell Akeem say he can't do it. Allah for 5 more, why you sell book? Look for him today.
As a kid I was a star. I tried to raise the bar, but I never had encouragement to clean. It was the star. Everybody used to think my son would go to school far. All the girls that ridiculed me when I walk with my guitar. Hey, I wasn't into cars, not in a petty wars. I knew I was a winner who was destined for Mars. But it sucked cause I have all these emotional scars. Hey, everybody thought I would end up behind bars. Nah, I'm not a young thought I wouldn't make it. I'm not a young, I'm just a fake it. But I don't care if you are whatever, dude. I'm busy trying to get this food. You can't spoil my mood. You know you make me slow when you put me down. You're doing me a favor when you push me around. Cause every time you knock me down, I get stronger and stronger. Every time you knock me down, I get stronger and stronger.
You know what? You see, the one thing about success is that every man himself can attain individual success, you know what I mean? But there's something called teamwork, you know? Because if one person has the ability to make $1 million by himself, with a strong and positive team by his side, you can make $50 million and then your profits is going to be bigger. But it's hard to find real and loyal people to build a team because it's like the movie 300, you know what I mean? When they reach the war and some other soldiers come to join them and say, how much are your men or warriors? That one same is a farmer, one is a housewife, one is a this, one is a that. When they turn to 300 and say, how many soldiers? Everybody say, who? That's saying no. Not everybody's going to come along and say, yeah, I want to be a part of your army because they want to wear a uniform and hold a gun, have the same art as a general. A general has to have good soldiers around him, true friends that you can depend on. Akeem are the boss for the team. Him know DJ Jerk from DJ Jerk just a start out. Him turn Andre Porter into a household name within the book game. Tyson did away him from the store. A whole heap of jobs, a whole heap of homes in field, a whole heap of people him get exposure for. So I want to say all the people Akeem, that one you add to you from everybody that you give some exposure and set out there. Feel me and say, because I know we not sell you out, you know, and you not sell out your friend them.
Well, I know friends. You know what I mean?
The man say a family thing, they know friends, so nobody can't sell him out. Oh.
You fly on, be on. Me nah sell out my friend, nah but this my friend. Me a blessing me son, please your guide and protect them. Nah sell out my friend, nah but this my friend. Me a blessing me son, please your guide and protect them.
Chance to big up anywhere you stand up. El Fico. Everybody out there have a real friend, Nicky. Yeah, me and Fico come for 30 years now. I would say our friend do to Bujo, God please me, I'm begging him, my friend them do me so, cause boy, I don't know me don't do with it like Bujo, you know what I mean? But as been advertised for the past, couple of days, we have here live in the studio Mr. Akeem, you know what I mean? The boss, the mastermind behind the Black and Nobel movement. Some of you may be familiar with it, some of you may not be familiar with it, so I'm going to allow him to introduce himself.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Hakeem Hopkins. I'm the founder of Black and Nobel bookstore, book movement. it's been a journey, man. Like, just to be able to be here with y'all tonight, you know, I feel so honored and delighted to be able to get the airwaves all the way to Jamaica and all around the world. Big up to Andre Porter. You know, he always gives me the credit, but who would I be without him and other writers? You know, we have the bookstore that's been open for 9 years. We were calling ourselves a store when we just had a table. So we actually brought it to life with our thoughts. You know, our thoughts became things, and you know, it's been a beautiful journey, or a beautiful struggle. It's been a struggle, but it's been beautiful. I'm in Philadelphia. You know, Black and Nobel is known for selling books, but we are major in so many other things because we keep the doors open for anybody that has a vision. And we're a marketing and promotion company, first and foremost. So anybody that has a vision and they want to become famous, that's something I love to do. I love to make people famous. So the bookstore is just one part of it. So we deal with all kind of artists, whether it's reggae artists, hip hop, art, you know, artists that actually create art, any type of artist. We believe everybody in the community is an artist, you know, and we're servants of the community. You know, that's all we are. If somebody asks us something, somebody asks us to get something, that's the first thing we do. We go out there and find it, you know. So you'd be surprised how many businesses you can have inside of one business. That's what I'm here to promote tonight. You know, I get a lot of exposure for the bookstore because, you know, the books reaches the prisons, you know, and once we get those books in the prisons, it becomes like sanctuary for people that are incarcerated, you know. So we got the prisons behind us nationwide. I'm just thankful for everybody that helped us get here, you know, everybody around Philly and the whole tri-state area. Big up to you, you know, and it's not just Hakeem, you know, we get a lot of credit. The people that gave me the ideas, I didn't just come up with the ideas myself. I keep my ears open. I listen. And that's one of the main things about business. You have to be able to supply a demand. You know, if somebody asks you, did you hear about this? And the next day somebody else asks you, did you hear about this? I mean, you know, most people would say, yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, I heard about it. But me, I'm going to go get it because too many people are asking about it. So, you know what I mean? That's just my spirit. I'm a go-getter since way back. But the books really made me a thinker. And that's a brief description of who I am. And we'll get more into detail with Dre. You know what I mean?
So
with his energy.
Let me ask you this. The people, I'm sure a lot of people like listening to the name, you know, Black and Nobel. You know, what motivates you or what inspired you to come up with such a powerful name? Because we know about Barnes and Noble or Black and Nobel, such as the Nobel Peace Prize, you said?
Well, yeah, well, it's similar to Barnes and Noble, but that's not why it was created. Black and Nobel is similar to the Nobel Peace Prize, but it's also stands for like high literacy, where Noble is more like in demand. Exactly. Nobel isn't even in the dictionary, so it was named Nobel so we can, you know, realize that we are, that's like the highest award you can get.
Well, definitely.
You know what I mean? So when you put black, that's the highest form of people in the universe. So it kind of goes together and we live it out. You know what I mean? And I'm so used to hearing everybody say Black and Noble, and it's not that, but I'm okay with that. Everybody can continue saying that. It just adds content for me to correct you. It is Black and Nobel. Make sure you go to blackandnobel.com, not blackandnoble.com. You know, and you will be able to purchase and also enjoy yourself. You know, we got a lot of things that we have accomplished because of our drive. The books is just one part of it.
So let me ask you this now, because I always say, you know, that the hardest working Jamaican alive, but when I see you and what you've accomplished and the energy that you have, I'm like, Akeem, I want to be like you. And you're always like, well, Dre, you know, it's hard work. Tell the people a little bit about your work ethic towards success?
Well, you know, I have no boundaries. I'm the type of brother that can have a meeting with Cash Money Content or Simon and Schuster Books, who are Fortune 500 companies. You know what I mean? And then, you know,
and he ain't just talking it, okay?
And, you know, I'll have that meeting on Friday, but I'll be at the flea market on Saturday.
Definitely.
So, you know, we just stay hungry. That's the main part of our success. Like right now, I'm basically running on water. You know, that's why I'm sweating so much in here. You know what I mean? Because we go to the point that a lot of people, you know, they get comfortable not just with money, but just with, you know, necessity. You know, like I'm the type of person that, you know, I won't just fast because it's a certain time of the year. You know what I mean? I will just discipline myself and say I won't eat, you know, for a few days and just survive on water so I can remember that struggle. You know, I can go out and eat any type of food that I want, but I choose to put the right things inside of me. And, you know, when you start eating right and automatically you start thinking right, you know, you go to a higher level. And I have to be on that because there's so many things out here that's against all of us. You know what I mean? You don't have to look for those things that's against you because they're right there, believe that. You know, so we go out there and find the good things like Carib94.com. You know what I mean?
Big up.
Big up to them, my man Jerk and Dre. Thanks for giving the outlet, man, because people need to hear this.
Nah, it ain't thanks to no outlet, man. Thanks for being here. Like, I keep like, it's because he's so humble and modest. People hear him talking like, oh yeah, like, this man is a mark in Philadelphia, you know what I mean? So it's not big ups to you for coming on our show. It's big up for you to grace us with our presence, with your presence, you know what I mean? And sharing your knowledge with people. Let me ask you this. What has been, you know, one of your biggest obstacles to overcome towards success? Because everybody that's out there and become successful, they've had to overcome like a certain hurdle. What was your hurdle?
I think that when we rate success, we rate it based on, you know, material. I don't base success on material. My name is Hakeem Rashid Hopkins, and my mother named me Hakeem. Hakeem means wise, and I was always told that growing up. So, you know, I had to fulfill that. I had to be who I am. And, you know, success, before we even started making money, we thought we were successful, you know, even with something as simple as a brand new pair of sneakers. You know what I mean? We would take them and at the end of the day and take them off and take the shoestrings out and wash them and make sure they fresh for the next day.
True.
To me, that is a form of success. You know, so, you know, just the basic fundamentals, if you feel like you're successful with everything you do, the outcome is going to be success. You know, success is just a word. You know, swag is just a word. You know what I mean? These are just words. You know what I mean? It's all about how courageous you are. That's the only thing success is, not being scared to speak up or not being scared to be different.
Wow, I like that. So let me ask you this though, like, what has been like the most fulfilling thing for you every morning? What drives you when you wake up to put that smile on your face and put some positive motivation in your head and go get it happening?
Oh man, I gotta pick up my wife, Fana, Ray, you know what I mean? My children, I have 5 sons and a daughter. That's my motivation right there. I have to definitely give it up to my family first, you know. That's my success right there, because money can't breed a child, you know, but women can. And I really believe that, you know, the more that we respect and love our women, the more successful you can become, you know, because when you have chaos, you're not going to have any harmony. And you have to have your household right, you know what I mean? If your household is right, you're going to go to work and be right. So that's a big part of my success story, is actually having a beautiful family that still sits down at the dinner table and eat dinner You know, my mother-in-law, big up to Sister Carol, you know, and by the way, you know what I mean, they're from Jamaica, so, you know, I'm from Jamaica. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely humble enough to be able to give it up to my family because, you know, I miss them at times. You know, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to make it, or you just want to get out there and run your own business, you have to be prepared to sacrifice a lot of things, and family is one of them, you know. So what we do is make our business family orientated. Everything that we do is family. We don't say friends, we say family. So the business is family ran. You know, my children works there, my wife, you know, other relatives, and we got a family environment, man. If you can't build your business around your family, if your family's not gonna look out for you, you know, nobody will. And when I say family, it doesn't have to be blood. You know, you have to build a business family.
Wow.
That's definitely the cause of most of my success is having a strong background. Like I get juice every morning, natural juice.
Oh man!
You know what I mean? On cold days I get porridge.
Oh,
you know
man!
So,
I envy this man. I envy this man. No. But
Yeah.
let me ask you this, King.
Mhm.
I want you to define to the people, you know, the real meaning of family. You know, because some people have family as just having a mom or a dad or uncle or a niece or a nephew. I want you to define to them the real meaning of family for me, please.
My definition of family would be love, because that's all it is, you know. And love does not mean love you, I love you back. Unconditional love is something that, you know, you can't make that up, you know. I ship books to prisons. As you notice, I always go right back to the business. That's what I do. I ship books to prisons. And what happens is it gives people a chance to be able to touch their loved ones without even being there. You know, no matter if that person murdered somebody the week before, their mothers are still there shipping books out to them and magazines and whatever they need and money, because that's unconditional love. And I think that unconditional love, you know, that's the meaning of family. You know, you get into things with your family all the time, and sometimes you have families that never speak to each other again. And then sometimes you have family that can fight one day and be good the next day. So that's real family, that's love. When you can get all these things coming to you negative and end up arguing, maybe sometimes fighting or hurting each other, and still being able to work it out, that's the meaning of family. So anybody that has an issue with their family, make sure you work that out and try your best to work that out. And we all have those issues, so that's a real question right there. That's the meaning of family to me, is unconditional love. No matter what it is, you're gonna always love that person.
Yo, you know what, people? Akeem got me thinking and feeling some kind of way right now. So, DJ Jerk, you know what? Line up a sizzler female for now, please. You see, this sizzler is definitely going to everybody out there, part of the Black and Nobel movement. Don't go nowhere. He be wrapping up the show right here before El Fico comes in for the live concert. You know what I mean? We ain't moving. You heard the DJ Jerk? Drop that.
Kalanji.
Kalanji says, them not for God, yo. But doing it according to the business. Why? Things not so wrong.
I ain't saying nothing. I know you got it.
Things not so wrong my way.
Black and Nobel, things have to come your way here, Akeem.
Things not so wrong.
Tyson, no worry, enough is all talk to you now.
Not to run my way.
We got two brothers, a part of the ultimate hustler. Big up our respect.
I don't come to play. Hey, I'm the ultimate hustler. Reborn from the earth. It's a relax, making better love. Ultimate hustler. Reborn from the earth. That's what I love. It's a relax, making better love.
I see if you want to become the ultimate hustler like Akeem, and one thing alone you have to do, let's have some pride and ambition, and just make sure you rise to the occasion. You see what I say? Rise, 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 rise up, black people, rise up.
Rise to the... What's up? This was my motivation music early in the morning.
Rise to the occasion, no one can stop you. Rise to the occasion, go ahead, you know you're strong. No one can stop you. It's for you to make best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get it from the so long. All of your needs are the ones you to make best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get it from the you're going so long.
Yeah, yeah. Akeem, big up, my brother, big up.
Some people read and meditate.
Black and Nobel, the enterprise.
Yeah, you got to get going. No time to sit down. Some people not know life is a cycle. You got to know how to get around. Yes, you got to be strong and do the best you can. The world is out there, conquer your hands. Not to wait too long. Yes, you got to be strong and do the best you can. The world is out there, conquer your hands. Not to wait too long. Hi, how you doing? No time I haven't seen it. Hope you're behaving yourself, not like the good behaving citizen. Nothing come easy, you got to work hard and telling you. Hope and pray for the best, cause I believe in you. Not like a stereotype, cleanliness and treating you. Pick up some breaks from the night. I'm part of being here. Teacher power is good, the system killing us. There's good enough, and we all in one and bringing out. Show the world, after that the struggles continue, young. Tell the conditions in which we're living, yo. I know I'm competing, yo. That you have to be the winner. I see the going to baby, not having a dinner. Yes, you got to be strong.
Yes, Sizzler need to do over the tune. Yes, you got to be Black and Nobel, you know what I mean? We have the boss in the building, you know what I mean? And I want to ask you another question, big brother, because like, out there you have a lot of Caribbean. Let's talk about the Caribbean business owners who, instead of, you know, they establish a business one day and the next day it's gone. You know, or you have other business owners, African Americans, Mexicans, whatever the race or nationality or creed, because business is all about the almighty dog. You know, what helps you to stand firm in business and not make the mistakes that they have made to demolish their own start of success?
Well, first and foremost, you got to be able to reinvent yourself every day. You know, what happened yesterday is gone. You have to be prepared for what's going to happen tomorrow. Once the internet came out, whether you're black, white, brown, yellow, it took so many people under, you know, because people didn't pay attention to what was being said about the internet, the big internet takeover. So you had major companies that were taken out as well as the independent companies. So if they were taken out, you know, we got to be superheroes to survive in this day and age. So reinventing yourself, what I mean by that is you can't be afraid to actually listen to the youth. That is one of the main reasons why we stay relevant, is because we keep ourselves surrounded around nothing but young people, you know, because they're up and coming and we're basically fading away. And to keep that youthful spirit, you gotta have youth around you. And instead of trying to tell them, you know, what we did when we were growing up, you know how the OGs or the elders always want to give you some lessons, and you respectfully, you have to listen to them, but that was yesterday, you know, and rules change, you know, and the rules have changed. It made it basically, the world is like a free will zone right now, where opportunity is out there for anybody that wants it. I just think that for the people that have businesses, you gotta keep up. You gotta keep up. You have to do your research. There's no more excuses. You know, it was a time when we only had free libraries. You know what I mean? It was a time when we weren't even able or allowed to read. So, you know what I mean? You have to take advantage of the opportunities that's out there. I've been around a lot of people that have struggled, and I've been around a lot of successful people. And I didn't choose, you know what I mean? I'm like caught up in the middle, you know what I mean? Because I try to help so many people out because so many people help me out, you know what I mean? And I just make sure that I keep giving and giving. And also, if you give, the outcome is going to be tenfold. And I'm not talking about giving merchandise and money, but just giving information. That is the medicine. Being able to take a book, become the book, and then spread the book, you know, that travels. The same way negative energy travels, positivity travels. What can I say? You know what I mean? Just make sure you stay positive, you know what I mean? And make sure that you keep the door open. You know, so many people get a glimpse of success and they shut the door on people. You know, the same people that started with me from day one is still with me, you know.
Hold on, repeat that again.
The same people that started with me from day one is still here, so that stands for something, you know. And I like to pick up my partner Tyson, Gravity, you know, the Dread, you know what I mean, and you know that our relationship, far as I won't even say friendship, but our relationship with business relationship started before the books, you know what I mean? Me and this brother met doing promotions. He was working at the radio station when it was 103, what is it, 100.3 now?
Yeah.
When it was 103.9 years ago, over 15 years ago. I was doing promotions for a few artists, for VP Records. And I'm sure people that are listening know who VP Records is, and I did a lot of marketing and promotions for all kind of artists, man, from Sean Paul to Wayne Wonder, you know, having the opportunity to meet these guys and do the promo. Me and Tice met doing promo, so we already had a bond being out there talking about artists and making people famous. We just flipped it to the literature and the books, because that was an untapped market. Nobody was promoting books. Nobody made books cool. Nobody, you know, books was for smart people. So we turned it around and said, nah, you know, books is for everybody, you know. That is definitely the way that this thing continues to grow, is because we reinvent ourselves with other people's ideas as well. You know, people will say brilliant ideas every day, but they don't act on them. True. So the most important part about staying afloat is keeping your ears clean, you know, and listening to what people need and what they want.
All right, so I have a second part to that question I'm asking, and I like how you explain about the friendship, you know, both of you trying to promote reggae dancehall music, you know what I mean, and met on a common ground. So Tyson, I want you to step up to the hot seat for a second. I have a question for you. Bossy, you soon come back. Brothers, what's your name again, King?
Yeah.
Rick and Vincent. Rick and Vincent, I have a question for you both. But Mr. Tyson. Okay. Because the boss just stepped into the building, you know, so let me fix up my shirt and everything. Bossy, how the show been so far?
Everything I'm planning.
Alright, the boss said we'll plug in. Alright, so let me ask you this now, Tyson. First of all, what was the energy that made you believe in Akeem when he shared his vision of wanting to go into books, when books something that was an untapped market?
Any man who gets up at 7 a.m. every day to be there, even if only one customer shows up, has a heart for that one customer. You know what I mean? And anybody who stays till midnight that same day, just because somebody from out of town might show up, is somebody that you know will be there for you, even if you're just a customer, not only just a friend.
Okay. So, what has kept you dedicated to the Black and Nobel enterprise? Because I know that business has not always been on the up and up, you know, especially just going through a major recession. And as Akeem said, you know, there are lots of major corporations that closed, you know what I mean, and a lot of businesses that were dissolved during that, you know, time. So what made you stay loyal to the Black and Nobel brand?
Well, because we never believed that we went down at any time. We were, I think, the slowest times were our most creative, and any time that you can be allowed that creativity in a place of business such as Black and Nobel, where we touch the world, and you know, every day you can come up with something different that's going to keep us in business or touch us along the way.
So let me ask you this, because Akeem mentioned always trying to reinvent yourself every day. I know you're coming up with creativity. So what kind of creativity and reinvention was put into place to let Black and Nobel stay afloat the recession?
Well, as you know, Black and Nobel started as book stands and riding around and jumping out, selling books, selling CDs and things like that. Going to the flea market. The flea market was a big way for us to expand, because it's 20,000 people going through the flea market, 40,000 per weekend, and festivals, you know, like a Dundee, getting prime spots at pen relays and a Dundee and things like that. You know, we get a chance to reach the world. So then you realize when that day is over, how can that world reach you again? So we say, well, we'll move over to the digital side. We still do festivals, we still do the old thing, but every day is a festival online. Every day is a Dundee online. Every day is a
Penzlanding, yo.
Wherever you want to be, we can do that every day online. And so now, with us moving on to blackandnobel.com and weshiptoprisons.com and eriav.com and so many other .coms that you don't even know about, that's getting ready to just maintain growth.
So let me ask you this now, because like, what keeps the vision going? You know, what keeps the Black and Nobel enterprise going? What keeps y'all motivated?
All right, so quantum. It's always quantum. Everything is quantum. I was in radio, like you mentioned, 15 years, but my last stay was in Savannah, Georgia. I put in my 2 weeks notice with no reason. I just knew that I had a place to stay in Philadelphia. That's all I knew. And ever since the day that I came back to Philadelphia, they go see Hakeem. He has a bookstore. I'm busy. I got things to do. And the day that I walked in there, I never left. But I never had a reason why I left Savannah.
It's called destiny, right?
Yeah, well, sometimes, or most of the time, you have to be a risk taker. If you're going to keep following the mold, then sometimes you have to create the mold. If you're going to follow the mold, then follow the mold creator, because he has a mold too, so follow his mold, because he's going to go back and create more, I was in radio, now I hold cameras. I got the award for Cameraman of the Year last year, only because I was inspired to do so because of people like you, Dre.
No, man, I'm motivated because of people like y'all. But let me ask you this: what is the one most thing that happens throughout every day at Black and Nobel that people can look forward to?
The doors will open and you will be served with much respect every day. Every store can't say that. The doors will open and somebody will be there to listen to your vision, maybe listen to your pain, your problem. You can guarantee that the doors will open and somebody with intelligence and with heart and with passion will be there to serve you.
So you have number one customer service in the business. Let me ask you this now. So having the number one customer service, tell us a few of the people who have blessed or walked through the doors of Black and Nobel in terms of your celebrity, because I know that last week you had all like the locks and all of that up in there doing book signings, doing it way big.
Well, okay, we deal with the Styles P's and the big book authors like the Sister Soldiers and, movie stars and this, that, and the third. But one thing that you need to know is no matter who walks in the building, they are a star. It doesn't matter if you are on radio, if you're on a movie, if you're just walking down the street and need a book. You have to, you're on that same level in our eyes. We may be a little busy and may not show it as much, but, we're thankful. We're on the second floor. They told us the day that we moved in there,
What's that?
Second floor businesses don't last.
Wrong answer.
So that alone was just enough to say, well, we're just going to stay a few more hours and do a little extra just to make people come up. Those few more steps that they were coming up anyway was only a few more than it was. And it's worth it.
All right, let me ask you this though, Tyson. What advice do you have to give somebody out there who wants to build something like a Black and Nobel brand?
Consistency, persistency, and you just can't let anybody tell you that what you're doing is not what you're destined to do. I mean, if you really believe it in your heart, you have to give it 100% before you say that you can't do it. And even when you say you can't do it, it's not that you can't, you just found out a way that is not going to work for you in that situation. But, being as though that you did it, reinvent yourself, tweak it a little bit, move forward. Next thing you know, you'll be interviewed on the radio.
Wow! Interviewed on the radio. You know what? On that note, we're going to drop a song. We have a few more guests in the studio that came in, with the Black and Nobel brand. So first off, let me see, woman. I'm going to ask Vincent the question next. Then we'll come to the next serious brother because he just stood up on the door like, yo, what's up, Mr. Porter? You ready, DJ Jerk? Drop that.
Now all you gotta do is give it history. You probably want this actual history. You know me, so don't even. And you're an entrepreneur. So yo, what a mixtape for us, I think you need to do one. Every month.
Black and Nobel!
What we need to do is like you definitely play on some bottles and eyes, but you just throw people right in there. And I'm the distributor. I'm gonna sell it. I'm not gonna give it away. I'm gonna sell it. So I mean, that's the one thing that you add about the store. When the enemies are free,
You're the DJ Jack, drop that, drop it!
Because it's like when you sponsor, you got the JGC, and I don't have it. That's the opportunity for me to move up people, Andre and whoever else. And I'm going to push it.
See, I understand what I said, that them definitely not gonna see. We in the studios live right here on Caribbean94.com, you know what I mean? We have Mr. Vincent. What going on, Vincent? Oh, Mr. Rick. Rick is first. Vincent are the serious one. Alright, so Rick, let me ask you this. How long have you been affiliated with the Black and Nobel brand?
Since it got started, Hakeem is actually my younger brother.
What?
Wow. Yeah.
You joking, man. You have a share man then, man. From your Hakeem brother and my brother. Yeah, so let me ask you this now. So, as a younger brother growing up, did you think that your brother would become this successful?
Yes, I did, because he was always aggressive about everything he's done.
In what type of way?
Yeah, he locked on something he really liked, and he just went for it, and he didn't let nobody deprive him of what he was trying to do. And he stuck with it. Like you said, he started out with a little book stand. Then it went to a small store, then it went to a big store. And I'm proud of him doing his thing.
Definitely. So let me ask you this: how does the other family members feel about him? Because I know that when somebody in your family, I don't know if they're more successful people, but tonight we're talking about him.
Right.
You know, so how does it make the entire family feel as him, and what he means to society? You know.
Well, I mean, it means a lot. I mean, everybody in the family's happy because, I mean, he's successful at what he's doing, and look, he's a black man selling black books in a black neighborhood.
Not only that, he's a black man selling books in a black neighborhood, shipping books to the prisons, to the world.
Right.
And he's also a movie star.
He's a movie star.
You know, how you feel about how you feel about your brother being a movie star?
I went online and checked him out the other night. You know, I came down from New York to holler at him and, you know, put some time in with my baby brother, and he's doing his thing, and I'm just proud of him. Everybody in the family is too.
I can see that you're proud of him, man. He keep looking at it, keep like, "Dad, your mother and brother." I can't. Yeah, that's what's up. So let me ask you this now. What word of advice do you have for other brothers or your family members who have talented people within your family that need a kind of moral support?
Well, I would say, you know, always give them the support and stick behind them. You know, even when times get hard, always motivate. You know, never be a hater on somebody. You know, always motivate, try to stay positive and help them when you can help them. Definitely. Wow. So,
where do you see your brother in, say, the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you see his empire now? Because if he's able to take it from a little bookstand to a little table to a little store, where do you see him going?
I just see my brother steady rising and being true to his heart as he is. He's a good guy, and he's going to not only eat, he's going to let everybody around him eat too. And that's what I love about my brother. He makes sure everyone that's with him eats. As long as everybody eating, that keeps a happy home. Definitely.
So, is there anything that you want to say to your brother right here, right now, in front of the whole world listening right here in Caribbean94.com that you'd like to remind him of or let him know?
I love you, baby, bro. Keep doing big things. Keep doing big things.
See, they even got a handshake down the back, you know what I mean? It ain't no playing, so big up. All right, let me ask a serious question, because he look like he about to pop off. Wait, that's Vincent, right?
Vincent right there.
All right, come through, Vincent. Hot seat. Mr. El Fico, King Acid, you know what I mean? He's just getting ready to come blaze, y'all. You know, El Fico gonna be showing off tonight because we got VIPs in the building. So his concert is gonna be something. He ain't even gonna play no music. Alright? So Vincent, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm scared to interview Vincent.
Why you scared to interview me?
You look like if I ask the wrong question, like he gonna punch me out or something. DJ, you got my back?
Nothing like that.
No, I know, sir. So again, tell your name to the people and give them your affiliation with the Black and Nobel brand, please.
Okay, my name is Vincent Birch. I've known Akeem all my life because Rick and Akeem are my brothers from a different mother.
What?
Yes!
Hold on. I like this. I like it.
Did you hear what he said? He said family, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what it is.
Yes,
family.
So how did the brothership bond begin?
Well, the brothership bond started with his big brother Rick. Then it went to his little brother Akeem. But it all started with their father, Big Rick.
Okay, Big Rick.
Okay, talking to the mic, that's what he said.
Alright, so let me ask, so what has kept the bond so strong all these years?
Is love. You know, love of seeing another brother succeed. You know, no matter what. One of the things that happened today, I came down here because I actually work for a corporation. You know, the love. I walked into the store, he said, "Ho, you can have this book." I said, "No, I can't. I need to purchase this book." Because we do this, we don't do, business is not out there for fun. It's out there for profit. And but one thing you have to also do is make sure that you care about the people. I care about my brother. So guess what? I purchased my book, you know, because that's what a brother is supposed to do. Because I'm supporting him. That's what it comes down to.
Alright, so based on that word, supporting him, I want you to tell us or share with the audience the meaning of supporting each other, especially. Hold on 1 second.
Are we getting calls?
I believe the next factor. Hello? Hello? (215-480-0482). Okay, sir. So you were saying about the importance of support.
Support. There's a lot of ways that you can support a business. Supporting a business means that you come and you purchase the items. Don't ask for free handouts because we're family. As family, he would give you what he has.
Mm-hmm.
But as a family member, you should support him. Then you get all of the people that you know to support him. Then you get those people to come and support him. And that's the only way that businesses survive. You know, large businesses have commercials. Mm-hmm. And guess what? They get out there and they pump a lot of commercials on the television. And guess what? Then they have people coming to support them. Word of mouth is a lot better than a commercial. Right. Coming on this station right now, shaking the hand of a brother, looking at another brother in his eyes and going, you know what? This is a good store. You need to go support him. Is a lot better than a commercial.
Definitely. You know what? You know what I want you to do? I want you to turn around and look into that camera. Right?
Okay.
And I want you to tell the audience out here, because you have a lot of people that's listening that want some knowledge, you know? I want you to give them some advice on someone who wants to become a Black and Nobel brand or an entrepreneur, a philanthropist. I want you to give them some strong advice on keeping steady towards making that dream a reality.
Well, the first thing is that you have to understand that it's not going to be easy. That's the first thing. The second thing, it's going to take a lot of hours. And then the second thing, as Hakeem said, you have to make sure that your house is in order. Because if your house isn't in order, then you can't do anything. So make sure that everybody that's around you understands that today, it's not a 2-hour day and then you're going to leave. Today is another 15-hour day. And tomorrow may be a 20-hour day. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, make sure that your family's is straight and that you will spend a lot of time in your business, because your business, it evolves around your passion. If you don't have passion and you're not going to put that blood, sweat, and tears into it, it's not going to survive.
Well said, well said, well said. So let me ask you this now. Is there anything that you'd like to say to Akeem right here, right now, that you haven't said to him before? I have said I'd like to remind him of, based on his success and what he's accomplished.
Well, the first thing that I would like to say is congratulations. The second thing I would like to say is when you get that 4th store, that 5th store, and you have that grand opening for the 100th store, I'll still be in the same spot, right behind you.
Yeah.
Going, congratulations.
Yeah. We like that. You know what? There's only one song we can play after that. There's only one song that can be played after that. You know what I mean? We got Vincent. Black and Nobel Enterprise is still in the building. DJ Jerk, drop that.
Them want me so far. I am somebody. Them can't stop food from up on my table.
Akeem!
Can't hold me again. Can't hold me again. My mind can't hold me again. Can't hold me again. Me say me go round the corner, me go round the bend. Can't hold me again. Me step in the exhaust and give them problem. Can't hold me again. All who want me, they go and me looking at the pen. Can't hold me again. Me alone and stand here in the lion den. Can't hold me again. Them want me fi suffer, them want me fi trust me. Yeah, this is my ghetto gospel. I know them make me a strive for the life, so even if no chat, them can't make me mad, them can't make me feel good. Me no let you up my youth, me no good. Them say I can't hear them, is them skizzy road. Me no see this bloody. No, it's the kind of people. Could you let me straight from the people? Just so.
You said you have your own line of soaps?
Yeah, I make my own soap. I have 5 patents altogether. Soap, lotion, lip balm, candles, car fresheners, aromas for like aromatherapy,
Wow.
things like that.
Okay, well, that's a big part of our network with our store is the cosmetics. I do move cosmetics, shea butter based products in the store currently. So we always are looking for other products, and mainly from independent people that make them homemade. So that's right up our alley, especially if it's something that we would like. So I'll give you my information and we'll try to help you out. You can send us some and we'll see what we can do to help you. We're right in Philadelphia. Where are you calling from?
I'm in Philadelphia too.
Oh, good, good. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, you know where Broaden area is?
I sure do.
Well, we're there from 7 to 7, and when you come in, you will smell the scents.
And what's the name of the store again?
Black and Nobel. It's on
Oh, that's the store, right?
Yes.
The bookstore.
Yeah. It's on the second floor, the whole corner of Erie Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Get out of here.
yeah. So we don't just sell books and ship books to prisons. We have a wide variety of different products. And
I was just watching a lecture with the brother Taj Paris Day.
yes, he's
and,
there.
Brother Umar Johnson.
Yeah, that's
And
another.
so yeah, I'm familiar with Black Nobel.
Good. Thank you very much. That tells me that we definitely getting that information out there. Thanks to Taj Tariq Bey, who has classes there every third Saturday, every month. So we put up the information on the internet for people to get the information so they can learn about us, but so they can learn about themselves as well. And I see that it works, you know, because even if people don't come in the store, they still know about it. So I'm glad to actually take this call tonight because I know that, you know, you're aware of who we are, and, you know, we have a hands-on approach with the people that we deal with. The people that come to the store and call us all the time, those are the people that get the results, because we know those are the people that want it, you know, where they'll reach out. You know, people always say, oh, give me a call, you know, and I have thousands of different book authors on my wall, you know, and I don't call any of them, you know, and I don't have time to because they're all calling me. And I tell people, like, if you want to get your product out there, you have to be persistent. You have to call people and get on their nerves. That's the only thing. You're not going to get any results if you don't do that. So make sure you come up to the store so I can help you out.
I sure will.
Okay? And it's definitely nice talking to you.
All right. Was Brother Polite there this Sunday at your
Yes.
at your bookstore?
Yes, the young brother was there, and he had over 120 people there, and that was last night. Phenomenal brother. Brother Polite. He has over 70 books out. He's only 29 years old. He has properties all over the place, stores, very successful. And I was definitely honored to have him in our presence last night because, you know, you don't hear of these stories. You only hear of the success stories on MTV and the rappers and the entertainers and actors. But when you have an independent person like Brother Polite doing it at 29 years old, that's still coming to the community and spreading the information out, you know, we don't need Hollywood anymore. We have the internet. All the things that I'm doing, you know about already. So that's just an example that this is working, you know. So, you know, people that are listening and tuning in, you know, just make sure you stay in tune on the internet. You know, we can't blame the internet for being the destruction of our economic system here and all over the world.
Not me on the air.
Yeah. So the whole thing is, you know, the internet is making it available for us to even link up. So, you know, you can't knock it. You know, you got to be a part of it. And if you're not a part of it, you got to get out the way. You know, I'm glad that the internet's here. That's what just brought us together. So, you know, make sure you come up. I really want to meet you. I don't know. Do you have anybody? Do you have anybody that's incarcerated, sister?
I sure don't.
Okay. Well, is there anybody around you that does? Because I really wanted to ship out some of these books to somebody that's incarcerated, and you were the first caller for my
Well,
interview.
guess what? I will recommend that they come to your store. You know, support Black businesses always.
Thank you.
So if I need to, what kind of books do you
We
have?
have,
Now I know that you have conscious community books, but you know,
I mean, it
we're like the
ranges.
1%. You know.
Well, it ranges, and if I ever went with statistics, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Okay.
You know, the statistics are the statistics, but the reality is, you know, we started the business with one box, and if people weren't reading, we wouldn't been able to sell over 1 million books in 9 years. So, you know what I mean? We are definitely reading.
Novels? Did you start off with novels?
Okay, well, I will definitely put your, I will definitely use your website links on my wall and, you know, just help you to promote your business because, you know, a lot of times I buy books a lot, but I just learned about Black and Nobel like maybe a month ago when I was watching the lectures with Reverend Umar Johnson and Taj Thursday.
Thank you.
So
Thank
now
you.
that I'm familiar with your bookstore, you can expect to see me in there soon, and I'll make my presence known.
And your name one more time?
My name is Khalees, but my
Sister
my
Khalees.
Facebook name is Khalees Netcher Linnet.
Okay, great. I'll definitely look forward to meeting you too.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty. Nice
And
talking with you.
if anybody else is tuning in, we definitely want to let this be known for anybody. For the next few minutes that I have, I would like to ship out some free books to people that are incarcerated. Family that's out there, call in so I can ship these books out to your family.
Yeah, turn on your computer. You're live on the next factor. Turn on your computer. Hello?
Yeah, this is Yusef from Black and Nobel. What's up? Big up.
You.
What's up now? Big up to Andre Porter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody there in the station. And, you know, just wanted to give shouts out.
That's what's up.
I'm saying we still holding it down at the store. Got
Still
Brother
open.
Haif in the building. Got Brother Science in the building. And Roger.
Science.
Want to give up big up shots.
Definitely. You know what? As a matter of fact, Yusef, we're about to drop a song for everybody over there in Black and Nobel right now. Don't hang up, because I want to ask you a question on here, okay? DJ Jerk, you ready? Yeah, drop that. Hold the line there, Yusef. Big up and respect. Black and Nobel Enterprise on the check-in.
It's gonna be a run here for me, you know?
Yo, Yusef, Black and Nobel. You still got the store.
Listen in the paper, then you stop the money. Gotta get a house and a Angelica. Build it for my mommy. See, I don't wanna be like my worthless boy. Me now got out my one. Ain't nothing in the world that make this try like the legs with the rims them go. So listen, happy no, all places. I be making money, them a wonder. You know see me, and you know, all places I kick them like a concrete. All just to see me and toast. You know kiss them feet, now it's fall out feet. Just to hear that speech.
Hello, Yusef, you're on the line, sir.
Yeah.
So,
a question to ask Hakeem.
Yes,
I want
sir.
to know, you know, in this day where things is kind of busy and people do too much multitasking and have problems with that, how can you hold a business down and be a well-known movie star too at the same time?
Okay, well, the movie thing was never carved out. You know, I was always the type that loved to be behind the scenes. When most people come into the bookstore, you know, they always ask, where's the owner? Who's the owner? You know, I've always had such a humble approach that, you know, a lot of people know that I own the bookstore now because of the movie situation and all these different so-called celebrities. You know, we've been doing work for you gotta remember, you know, if the celebrity is making all the money, he has to spend the money. And, you know, they have to spend money on marketing, promotions, and movies and everything else. So I have to find a way to get in there. And I'm not scared to ask, you know. I've never been afraid. My grandmother told me, you know, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. And it stuck with me, not just for food, but mental food. And, you know, once I get the opportunity, I just attack. The movie that I'm in that everybody's talking about is Hard 6. It's written, the script is written by New York's bestseller, Ashley and Jaquavis, who are husband and wife. And they've been writing since they were 17 years old, and they're 27 now. They're actually New York's bestsellers, and they have just got picked up from Cash Money Content. And they've been writing books for so many years, but they've been knowing me since the beginning of their start. So they called me about 6 months ago to get a Philadelphia rapper inside of the movie by the name of Tone Trump. And I didn't have a problem with that because he's in the bookstore all the time, just hanging out. And in the midst of me calling Tone Trump and connecting the dots from the movie producer and himself, hooking that up, I just simply said, do y'all have a role for me? You know, and I was only being sarcastic, you know, and he said, you know what, we sure do. So I got to play a movie role in the movie Hard 6 as the father of a young lady named Six. And I really enjoyed it. It exerted so much energy from me. I couldn't wait to get back to the bookstore because when you're acting, you can't be in the bookstore. So I had to turn into this character, and that character that I played is actually who I am at the bookstore, but I had to change my voice and, you know, make myself look older than I am by actually simply just not shaving, you know what I mean? And, you know, it was an experience that I love, but I would rather run the bookstore. So the actor thing, you know, I'm cool, you know, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't pursue it, but I just enjoy what I do, man. I love the bookstore, and I love the people that are surrounding me, like yourself, Yusuf. You know, that's why we're able to do it. From people like Science, Uncle O, that's probably tuning in as well, and everybody that's
Reds.
still over there, Reds, pick up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the family, you know, while we're here on the radio station, y'all still open for business, and we're supposed to close at 7. So, you know, that's how it's done, man. Just constant motivation.
I see you got the dread brother right there.
Yo, Tyson, come talk to Yusuf for a minute, please.
Don't we have a film corporate company or something like that? Can
Tyson, come over here.
On something I think it's called Tyson Gravity.
Yes, we forgot to mention Tyson Gravity Media, which is.
I think people need videos and all like that.
Well, you know, we do videos and everything, but Tyson Gravity Media is built on inspiration. I said earlier that I turned my cameras on because of the content, such as Andre Porter and The Watchmen and other entities that float in and out of this store. You know, they're very interesting. Everybody is developing, and I wanted to basically record history, and this was my best way to do it. But yes, if you want to do videos and all that, yeah, come down to the store. We can talk about it, photo shoots, everything.
It's in the store.
Everybody.
Yeah, man,
I
definitely.
don't see no tennis back there. Water and all that.
Well, that's, you know, that's for special occasions. You know, health is wealth. We're promoting health drinks. We deal with alkaline water only. This is real alkaline water. It's actually a higher pH than the regular water. And, you know, you can't just be healthy physically. You got to be healthy mentally. It's a lot of us suffering from mental sickness. And, you know, I'm tired of it personally, but, you know, we're starting to get better You know, and that's what I look forward to doing, is seeing the people that are getting out of that sickness. And the reason they're doing that is because of the DVDs and the conscious books that we do have in the store. We've seen a lot of people change, and that's what we're here to do, to continue to make that change by not just selling literature, but actually just being a positive and a positive movement. You know, we got so many people that know about us now worldwide. You know, we got to start creating tours. We're so one-on-one basis with the so-called celebrities. You know, when the celebrity contacts you, you know, who's the celebrity? Celebrity, you know, just means that a person is being celebrated. We put too much power into people that are just like you. Everybody bleeds the same, you know, and we should not praise other people or want to be like them. What you have to do is find out what's good for you. What do you love to do? Some people love to eat. Some people love to dance. Some people love to make music. Some people love to read. Some people love to stick people up. You know what I mean? So, you know, whatever you love to do, be the best at it. You know, don't follow the next man, you know, because everything's not for everybody. You know, and that's just how I try to live my life, and how I live my life is how we want the business to be. So, you know, it's just simple as that as far as being an entrepreneur, because, you know, I did 2 years in prison as a juvenile. What? A lot of people don't know that, not unless they read the articles, but that's where I got a lot of my passion from, in prison, because my mother sent me a book when I was 15 years old called The Native Son, and I was actually made out of an example in the state of New Jersey, where I was living at the time, with 1,000 feet from the school zone. I got caught with drugs, and I was in prison from the time I was 15 to 17. And I read a lot of books, so it's kind of like, you know, quantum communications, now that I own the bookstore and send out books to prisons, because that's what really made me an avid reader, is reading that book, Native Son by Richard Wright. It kind of changed my whole thinking pattern of how one mistake can ruin your life forever. It only takes one. So when people say, "Oh, it was just a mistake," I mean, you know, you gotta watch your words. You gotta definitely know yourself, know your environment, and definitely know who your enemy is. Because if you don't, you won't last, you know, in this cold world that we live in today. You know, just make sure that you, even though we love and we're humble, we have a lot of things that are against us, and it doesn't stop us, you know. The system is against everybody. It's not just pointed towards one person, you know. So whether you in prison, whether you home, you know, you're the only one that can be against you. It's you know, you have people that's been in prison for 30 years, and they call me on a regular, like, peace and blessings, brother, you know, and all this positive vibes, and they've been in prison for 30 years, and then you'll have somebody that, you know, walks through the door and they looking like they depressed, come through the store looking like they ready to hurt themselves. But you got people that have been in prison for 30 years that's happy, you know, and I think that the way you think is the way you're going to be, you know, and that's a big part of success. Your thinking. You got to get rid of this. We all suffer from mental illness. I don't care if you're from Philly, from Jamaica, from California, from Europe, from Japan. We all suffer from it because it's the system, and that's what it was designed to do, is to, you know, keep everybody scattered, the masses. And, you know, you got to step outside of that, and, you know, you got to be a part of the system as well, but not of it.
You know, say he's a hero, don't you? You know that you're a hero to a lot of people, don't you?
Well, when you say hero, thank you. You know, I thought most heroes, like the way you're saying it, you know, when you hear of a hero, you hear of somebody that saved somebody from a burning building, or you hear of somebody that jumped into the ocean and saved children from drowning. We do save people, you know, with books, and I'm just the messenger, you know. I like to take the credit, you know what I mean, but I'm the bridge for this person to be able to reach that person. You gotta have a bridge, and I'm the bridge, and I also like to collect a little bit of tolls, so you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's what I'm gonna continue to be.
Brother, I'm gonna reiterate that statement. I'm gonna say that you are a hero because, like, heroes, they inspire. You know what I'm saying? Like, heroes inspire people to want to better themselves and to want to be, you know what I mean, something that they're probably not at that point in time. So, like, you don't physically have to, like, have on the cape and go into the phone booth and swoop that person out of the burning building. Once you can deter somebody from doing something or being on a path that's, like, not positive, then you're considered a hero. Because,
I appreciate it.
Because somebody, like, even if my motto is, if you can reach one person or deter one person, then you've reached many.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that is just crazy that your movement, and like a lot of the things that you mentioned tonight, you know, I was just kind of like listening in the wings, and you know, but like your movement and Next Factor is like, that's basically what my whole entire vision is.
Well, Elfico, this thing has been in the making for years.
Yeah.
You know, with Jerk, Dre, yourself.
Right.
You know, I knew you before you knew me,
Right.
because you're a courageous person as well.
Right.
That probably touched so many people, because I actually had the opportunity to see you perform in front of thousands.
Right.
And standing up there alone,
Right.
with no music.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, you know, that is how we built the bookstore. Like, when we open up at 7, you know, we listen to Bob Marley, Jock Shore.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
we play those positive vibrations, and what happens is you start to attract positive people.
Exactly.
But, you know, if we woke up in the morning and started playing, you know, other music, that's what we would attract.
Exactly.
And Jerk knows we always had the Caribbean background, as far as that's the foundation to Black and Nobel. Yusef that's listening and tuning in, you know, that's always been our foundation, is to actually be positive, but not in a way of trying to be better than somebody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because when you point the finger, 3 point back at you. So even if people talk dirty about me or they blast me, I still come at them at peace, because nothing is against me but me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kind of love that when people do that, because it tells me that I know that something is going on, something is happening, because people that talk and gossip, you know what I mean, they have to have people like us that's out here after hours. We've been basically working for 18 hours today while most people are asleep.
You know, anybody in this room can tell it right now. I work 5 jobs, like, you can tell me.
Respect.
And it's like no exaggeration. Like,
Right.
this is one of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and out of the 5 jobs that I work, probably like 3 of them pay me. You know what I'm saying? So like that just goes to show you, like, money is not my motivation.
Right.
Because eventually everybody's gonna get paid according to their works.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've touched many people, I've set a platform for many people, like Jerk, you know what I'm saying, was like kind of inconspicuous, like in the background.
Right.
And I said, nah, man, you have a talent. Like, you need to be at the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like, a lot of people would feel threatened because, like, me and him do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a DJ, he's a DJ. So like, it would be easy for me to just keep him where he was at.
Right.
Or he the pretty boy, and you know, he know the truth, he know the new tunes or whatever. But like, my motto and the motto of Next Factor and everybody that's under that umbrella is, we don't kill champions, we raise them.
Wow.
And I live by that.
And I love that.
You know
I
what I'm
have
saying?
to
Like,
use
some
that.
people talk it, but we live it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jerk can tell you, man, like, I start my day 5 o'clock in the morning, and my day sometimes don't finish until 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm back up by 5.
And it seems like this day today is one of them days.
Yeah, man, definitely.
For myself.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
and probably the rest of us, because I just, you know, I've always been an early bird. You know, one of my sayings is, and I got it from an elder, Silent Warrior, rest his soul. You know, he gave me a cliche that he said all the time, and that was, the person who rises with the sun controls the day.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I mean? And, you know, the earlier you get out there, the better you're gonna do. You know what I mean? Not just for money, but even being up when the birds are chirping and the sun is coming up. That is the reason the birds are chirping and the animals are singing and doing all that in the morning, is because we're supposed to be up at that time too. You know what I mean? And being in tune with the universe. You know, you can't be sleeping at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and coming out all night and partying all night. You're missing out. You're missing out on your nutrients and all the things that you need. You know what I mean? I know you being from Jamaica understand that, because you know the sun and salt water alone is a medicine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And we don't get that. We don't get that right here in the concrete jungle. So you got to create that, and the only way you can do that is by going in, reading books. You know what I mean? Whatever you decide to do, make sure, if you can read, try to read something. You know what I mean? Because it keeps you sharp. You know, it was a time when I was real intimidated on going, Tyson will tell you, going on radio stations, and you know, they would say, "Hot, you gotta come and speak at this school and do this and that." And I noticed that, you know what I mean, I always get nervous, you know what I mean, but if it didn't mean anything, I probably, you know, wouldn't get nervous.
No, but I mean,
you know what I mean?
like you said, you've seen me on stage, many stages, like many stages.
Right.
I've been blessed enough to like perform from Philadelphia to Amsterdam to Paris. Like, my talent has taken me many places. The talent that God has bestowed upon me, you know what I'm saying, it's taken me many places, which is one of the reasons, like you said, your mom sent you a book in prison, and that inspired you to do what you're doing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember like knocking on those doors or sitting at these radio stations and, you know what I mean, like waiting for somebody to play my tape, or, you know what I mean, and, you know, once I got overseas, they say a prophet is only without honor in his own home. So anybody that's like gonna like alienate traveling, or like even if it's just like you rep 16th Street, go to 18th Street and see what's going on up there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't look outside of the box, then you'll never know anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? And the further that you venture away from your safe haven is when you're ultimately like become in tune with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because and it's like knowledge is everything. Because knowledge is going to help you acquire money. Knowledge, if I'm listening to you and you tell me about a herb that's going to make me like enhance my health, then as long as I listen to you, it's whether I want to try it or not. But at the end of the day, just by me listening has enhanced like my thoughts, like my wisdom.
It activates it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's what this show is all about. And I'm glad like that you came out here to be a part of it.
Thank you, man.
Like you're a muscle in this game, yo. Trust me.
Can we get some music?
Well, I was.
Give a shout out some music.
Yeah.
For the whole theme and all like that. I mean, if we can get some Sizzler Kalonji, and I let Hot pick out one of the songs from Sizzler Kalonji, and also for the theme that we had this weekend for us lectures, as far as Black women being God, if we can get some Sister Nancy Bamba.
Well, I mean, my computer actually is not hooked up right now. I know Jerk's computer is hooked up. They look like they went out to go take a little smoke break.
Well, you know, we definitely we have the right, because you got to remember, Yusef, it's probably thousands of people listening. So, you know what I mean. We want to definitely put out the right vibrations on inspiring people. You have been with us, you know what I mean? You've been here through thick and thin, science, and all other people that's in the building. Y'all get the experience and live it and be by it. And, you know, you have people that you know, they leave comments online and say, man, I wish I had elders like them, you know what I mean, in my life, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people that don't have the people like us, you know, especially when you're going, like, traveling outside of this area. You know what I mean? It's really hard to come by, but with the internet, you could be in Japan and be on Erie Avenue.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're taking advantage of the time that the music's not playing by building each other up and bigging each other up, because what happens is somebody else is going to hear it and it's going to become a domino effect.
Enlightenment, man. Like, enlightenment is everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, to be enlightened and to also enlighten, you know what I mean? Like, it's basically a form of keeping the blessings on rotation.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, to touch someone, like, just from a personal standpoint, like, my daughter, you know, is my hero. And that's why I had to correct your statement when, you know, like, okay, she didn't pull anybody from a burning building, she didn't do this, she didn't do that, but at the age of 2, my daughter lost her mom. Like, her mom was murdered. Like, so life as she knew it was, like, just over. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, like, so she came to live with me. When she came to live with me, you know, she developed, like, this crazy bond with my mom. My mom died from cancer in 2004. So it's like she lost 2 grandmoms and a mom, you know what I'm saying, and her maternal family, you know, to a murder-suicide. And then, like I said, a couple of years later, she lost my mom, you know. And then 3 years later, 4 years later, my daughter was diagnosed with leukemia. At the age of, like, just as her first year in high school, 9th grade, she was on her way to the 10th. She had to miss the whole entire 10th grade. Right now, my daughter's on her way to Bloomsburg College, cancer-free with a 3.5.
Right.
She called me today at about 3 o'clock to inform me that she made the National Honor Society. You know what I'm saying? So like, that alone, you know, that alone, like, tells me that, like, faith moves mountains. You know what I mean? Because it was many a nights, like, as a parent, hearing the words cancer, the first thing that comes to mind is death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like my whole world collapsed. You know, so it's like people walk up to me on the street, hop on some real stuff, like I'm talking about thugged out dudes, women, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and say, yo, I do 2 things when I wake up in the morning. I thank God for being alive, and then I look at your Facebook page and I see what you're gonna post. You know, because I'm real to what I do, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, Andre Porter is real from another aspect, but it's like us being together, you know what I'm saying? These 2 forces, these 2 energies, it's like crazy. And then adding somebody like Jerk into the fold, and then bringing people like you know what I'm saying? Like I said, if we could reach one person, and then they can take even a portion of this knowledge that we're giving them, you know what I mean, and take it to another level or take it to another person, you know what I'm saying? Then, like, trust me, we've done a whole lot, and our purpose has been served, because, like, a lot of people aspire to do, like, huge things to make a difference in the world. If you change one person in the world, then you've made a difference in the world, because that person is in the world.
That's right. And we definitely live by that at Black and Nobel. You have book authors that come in and they may get upset because they only sold 1 book during the book signing. And I tell them, don't get upset, because you don't know how far this book is going to travel. This book may be all over the world.
Exactly.
That 1 book
Exactly.
may be passed on 100 times without you knowing. You don't know how many people's going to read that 1 book. And, you know, that's how the platinum artist becomes platinum, because, you know, you gotta have that humble beginning where, you know, you get your base from the ground. You know, it is a song that I love. I forget the artist right now, but I think it's Anthony B. Everybody want to plant. Nobody want to plant.
Yeah, everybody want to
plant.
read the bond, but nobody know how
Plant the corn. Right. And now that Black and Nobel is flourishing, we get that. But
most
you know what I
definitely.
mean? We know the people we supposed to be with. That's why we're here tonight.
Exactly.
Because if it's really in our best interests, we will be there. But we can't go to every radio station that asks us to come out, because we work a lot of hours every day. And radio is working, but you gotta have the right energy. And I'm glad to be here at Caribbean94.com.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you. Yo, can I just
line up your concert?
Yo, run slow just march for me now, please. Cause like I said, we on a vibe right now.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, since we're in sync and we know, like I said, our movements are parallel, I think like this song right here fits the occasion. You know? You know, sometimes in life, people come with a crab in a barrel mentality and tell you what you're capable of doing and not capable of doing. But I just say, look to the hills from whence cometh help, you know? Yeah, man. Same way, say, you know? Next factor, we say, you know? Yeah, Black and Nobel, we say, you know? Well, you know me, I'm going to look and say now. In times I was told that I should travel on a different road. Cause when you're not familiar with the crowd, they will leave you standing in the cold. You see, I never had an access code, therefore the doors were closed. But I continue to find my way. That's why I make the choice to stay. And there's no void, no distance between me and persistence. As I'm steady putting up a resistance against adversity. And I'm so sure now there's so much more in store in the form of many brighter days as we continue to find our way. Noble, let me sing. Left, right, we'll just keep on marching on. Left, right, where there are times when we never move with precise timing, and opportunities have gone, but I'm certain that more shall come. So I maintain focus, cause my passion lies beneath the surface, deep within my chest, because I'm certain that the heart knows best, and there's no void, no distance between us and persistence, as we're steady putting up a resistance against adversity. And I'm so sure now there's so much more in store as nobody finding way. Continue a bright day. Who know let me sing? Left, right. We'll just keep on marching on.
Wow, that was a chilling moment. I got chills all up and down my arms on that one. Left, right. Y'all better get it right.
Yo, you see this next song now? It's a song like this, Jerk. You see, I always learn in life that when people pass away, right? Like people always crying. You know, sometimes you go to, especially at a Jamaican funeral, some people go to the funeral and them don't even know the person. Lord God, I want this now! Lord, I should have been, Lord! And I say, yo, what, are your uncle or your father? No, the people, them just like, give us some free food, so we don't, no, big and serious still, on a serious note. When I pass away, you see, I feel like everybody has a destiny. I feel like even before you come here, it was written. That's just the way I feel. I mean, I could be wrong. Some people could beg to differ, but I feel like when you come here, like your spot, what you're supposed to do in life has been solidified. It has been written. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might fall by the wayside on the way to what your destiny is, but at the end of the day, I feel like everybody in this life has a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm gone, that means that I'm free. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause to be absent from the body is to be with God, you know. You know what I'm saying? So like, I embrace that. And I know that through life I've touched like many people. You know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, when it's my time to stop touching people in a positive way, then it's time for me to roll out. So I just tell people that I've touched along the way, don't cry for me. Kick it down like a ball. Yeah, you know what I can tell him, say, Jack? Don't cry for me, cause I'll be free, yeah. No more pain, no more tears, no more hurt, no more fears. I finally lived out my years, so don't cry for me. When I let go, all that goes to show is the flesh is no more, but see the spirit shall live on for show. So don't cry, dry your eye. Show me don't want your moan for me. Me simply want your figure word for me. So me can carry out my legacy. Alright, well if I should die tonight, I'm content but I live my life. And even though I wasn't always right, I see the Father spread my guiding light. So don't cry for me, cause I'll be free, yeah. No more pain, no more fears, no more hurt, no more tears. I finally lived out my years, so don't cry for me. When I let go, all that goes to show is the flesh is no more, but see the spirit shall live on for show. So can't be preoccupied with trying to evade what won't be denied. Now if I do, like Roscoe says I'm fried, I mean I have no time to be paranoid. So me live life to the fullest, life over let me choose it. And I keep down with my music, and I hope you don't refuse it. Till the day the Lord takes me away. But when the Lord takes me away, don't cry for me, cause I'll be free, yeah. No more pain, no more tears, no more hurt, no more fears. I finally lived out my years, so don't cry for me. When I let go, all that goes to show is the flesh is no more, but see the spirit shall live on for show. Show that you my daughter friendly, you know me love you dearly. You always ripping near me, for always ripping near me. When no when I be fresh, but forever in the spirit. For rest that no matter fear it. All that we no love it, can't get rid from it. Like how we know we come it, we simply have to live for today. And when the Lord takes us away, cause when the Lord takes us away, don't cry for me, cause I'll be free, yeah. No more pain, no more tears, no more hurt, no more fears. I finally, you know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Put that like I'm serious. If I should die tonight, but take me the same in my life, I will still feel the pain of the stress and the strife, but I get a chance to make it right. Sing again night tonight, we think be the same in my afterlife, Lord, Lord. I will still feel the pain of the stress and the strife, but I get a chance to make it right. Yo, how does it feel? We know that the Almighty God is real, for real, and He always will help us overcome the worst and conquer evil. Listen again, how does it feel? We know that the Almighty God is real, for real, and He always will help us overcome the worst and conquer evil. Yo, Black Nobel is in the building with the next factor. Yes, I'm thing, I'm missing up on the version and me ride the rhythm. X amount of style with me configured.
Yeah. But look, I make sure that I celebrate when you do transit if I'm around. If you transit for me, before me, I make sure I celebrate. You know, because, you know, the life that we have, it has to be cherished because you may not wake up tomorrow.
Definitely.
So, you know, that's not a sad thing. You know, especially if you're secure on who you are and you love yourself. You know.
Definitely.
So we'll find out. We'll find out. You know what I mean? Don't rush it. You know, but don't be scared of it. That's what I got out of that song.
Yeah, man, definitely. Definitely.
So listen, people. We got Black and Nobel in the building, alright? You just heard 2 songs from Mr. El Fico, you know what I mean? But listen, I'm gonna take it a little bit further. Mr. El Fico, but sit on the hot seat for a minute for me, please. We're going to take this on a journey, you know what I mean? Big up to everybody out there that's listening, you know? It's the next factor. It's not only created to give a voice to the new artists, you know what I mean? It's also created so the world can hear Mr. El Fico, you know? Because I always tell everybody, like, I will bet anything and everything on this man and his talent against anybody at all that's out there, you know what I mean? And before you come up and you decide to face El Fico, you have to go face me, you know, so DJ Jerk, drop that phone up, please. Next factor! It's all about the talent, right, Fico?
Long time.
Yeah, Jamaica anniversary come up. Jamaicans wake up before the time too late. They couldn't back Jamaica so they can move. We have the power to be great, but we now move straight to many fakes. If we quit some, they want back Jamaica, the real Jamaica. Great minds link up and we go build Jamaica. Them a kill Jamaica, sweet Jamaica. Great minds link up, we go build Jamaica. El Fico. Yo, yo,
yo, make us sudden follow me Jamaicans now in the barriers and we can make we broke them down. We should have father God them never made no clown. Instead of we fight the brother, fight the system down. And again, and follow me Jamaicans now in the barriers and we can make we broke them down. We should have father God them never made no clown. Yo, what you say my own?
So me say life as a writer, it not easy. Everybody have a dream, why them not believe me? God give me the vision, so make them go and pray me. I know one day they go, wish I could be me. Life as a writer, it not easy. Everybody have a dream, I keep them not believe me. God give me the, so make them go and pray me. I know one day they go. Oh.
Yeah. But I tell them get fed up. Choose some on your man, so I see you know that. Oh,
yeah.
How that Jack?
Yes, DJ Jerk.
Right now, me get
El Fico in concert, you know what I mean? It's the next factor, you see me? Oh, we have to start with something like this, alright?
Choose some on your man, so I see you know that shit up. Listen, say, I walk with them here, twist up. Them don't know the man just a come, them get this up. Make a sudden, right now, me get fed up. Choose some on your man, so I see you know that shit up. Listen, say, I walk with them here, twist up. Them don't know the man just a come, them get. While you go on your man, so I see you know him. Kind of know the man, and I know them not show him. I'm the thing that makes him in his fear is him change them here style and not change them religion. Boy, a false prophet, me know that from God knows how long. That is the reason in the meaning for me singing this song. Me defending up and I come and I kill our song. Shout to all your guys that you rasta. Who talk for your son?
Black and Nobel. Start out with nothing, we got nothing to lose. You won't lose, you're the dreamer with something to prove. Hard work pays off, take no days off. The own boss, they never quit, you never get late. Your confidence is like a stain that they can't wipe off. Jamaican, I can, my only aim is to win. Aim is to win, every day my aim is to win. The same boat, with up in my only aim is to win. Next factor.
Long time, you're dead alert. Kip. Women ladies right now. What do you want out there? Yo, make a sudden girl. If I get a take come on the new for secondary school and take back 1, 2 wrongs and make it right. It make your events and get up on the throne like a something season. Well, big things up on this girl of stop rebel. So she get a 1 power and the end gets red. Take when you tell man from out of basket in. But if that's from what you said, now this little girl come and tell the boy she Chris said she got bling big stone and really miss me a bit. She said to me, man, for all over Pantiers. This one round man thinks I'm a girl. If I gotta take come on the new for secondary school and take back 1, 2 wrongs to make it right. And make your events and get up on the ground like a something season.
People that need your help, God gave me the vision, now I need your help. Already wrote 5 books, now I need your help. If you know you can help me, I'm begging for help. I need help. People, I need your help. Already wrote 5 books, now already 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and I will get back. So, DJ. LP Coin concert, you know what I mean? It's called the Next Factor, you feel what I'm saying? Every Monday, 7 to 11 p.m. right here at Caribbean94.com.
Right, that's how the Black and Nobel is in the building. Mad thing. You're talking about Jerry, about name Justin Genius.
No, I'm right here, Justin Genius, but
Justin Genius.
Yeah, mama go by the jerk, I would like it. Yeah, so they in the game, but they're sitting on the benches. Claim to be the star, but they just the audiences. Kindergarten rhymes, lyrics just for pretend. Stop smoke weed, get back to your senses. Pen, paper, proper sentences. Trade the weed pipe, go and get a backpack back to your home section.
Yo, you know what look at that? Go up to the peachy. I'm back on the bread bean and I split for the kiki. Nice little sweetie. Her name is Niecy, she come from DC. And she's sweet like a Reese's. When she give me that, she got to give me that in pieces. And then we all day, all night. Finish with the check up and just give it up. So we just have, here goes. Something for my ladies and my Negroes. Hands up in the air, you got them pesos. So if you want to party, people say so. Say, well the mommy's like a hot tamale will be hoochie waddy. Better in the west in the middle of the valley. And I show overseas, but my mind is in Cali. My body's here with you, but my mind is on the other side of truck. Yeah, and they swap me with it.
You know what up? Yeah. I try my best, but if you change it, Alfico in concert, you know what I mean? It's the Next Factor. Live right here, Caribbean94.com, you know what I mean? Big up to Black and Nobel. Big up to all the positive people across the world that's been calling, you know what I mean? Alfico, it's your concert.
Yeah,